Sad about the depression, but I dissolve it.
Bro, I think you just described depression.
I fight my depression. Other people are sad about the depression, but I dissolve it.
An auspicious start. I know we're probably not going to be rolling too much, but I always just love seeing all the good rolls go at the beginning of the session.
I was practicing my diplomacy.
Your diplomaticism.
Yes. I was practicing my diplomacy.
Your diplomaticism.
Yes. I was laughing so hard about last time when foreign relations were brought up by Rosilia, and then Taldarius was like, "Yeah, it's definitely fallen to him without hesitation."
Oh yeah. Hey, look, I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I was
relations are a
giggling
foreign
so
concept
much.
for him.
So hard about last time when foreign relations were brought up by Rosilia, and then Taldarius was like, "Yeah, it's definitely fallen to him without hesitation." I'm just glad we don't have a freaking like camera or whatever, because I muted myself instantly and just started chuckling so much.
Look, I didn't spend all that time learning so much about Woven and the Imperium to not be able to make quips about it at a moment's notice.
Yes.
Yeah, as for yeah, the relations being a foreign concept. To quote a very mysterious man, it wasn't so long ago that the Vortigaunt's only interaction with humanity was a narrow corridor and a crowbar. Yeah, the relations being
I don't get this reference.
I don't get it either.
The Half-Life. Does
Half-Life.
nobody Half-Life anymore?
It's Half-Life.
Freaking Zoomers.
True, I am a Zoomer.
Re.
I don't get it.
What? I mean, I am.
Shut up, Zoomer.
Rosilia, I'll have you know, I'm Wolven. I never do anything halfway.
I thought you were going to say, I'm Woven. I don't zoom.
I zoom sometimes.
He
I really
mostly
try.
booms.
Yeah. You call me a boomer, I'm like, yes. How did you know? I worked a lot on this.
I thought you were going to say, I'm Woven.
You say that like it's an insult. I zoom sometimes. I really try. Yeah. You call me a boomer, I'm like, yes.
I love the running gag of Gar continuously rolling fly checks.
Yeah. You say that like
Well, I mean,
he's one of
And always rolling low.
Yeah, he's trying to go faster, guys. One of these days, he's just gonna run out of ground and continue to run.
well, I mean,
And always rolling low.
Yeah, he's trying to go faster, guys. of these days he's just gonna run out of ground and continue to run.
Like, yeah, sure, Timber can walk on water, but Gaul can run.
And bulk and sharp.
Ball can sharp, indeed.
It's been a long time. How have you been?
Yeah, sure, Timber can
Oh,
walk on water.
thank you very much, Toshime.
Run.
Wow, it's already been 5 months.
And bulk and sharp.
Ball can sharp, indeed.
Oh, thank you very much, Toshime.
I'm still waiting for the day that that chat eventually has enough at merely making the joke, and they want to make the actual joke into reality, and have some force effectively, like, engrave and imprint actual D20 numbers onto Grug's big ball that he has sharpened. The day
No,
will come
um,
eventually.
Yeah, welcome
It's
to
going
the
to be runes instead.
welcome to the Garden Sky, the Avali. Thank you very much. Sorry for the delay on the response there. You caught me while I was halfway through a bite of soup.
You're at soup?
Why
I'm
are
very-
you at the soup stall?
I am very much at soup right now. I'm just kind of like shoving dinner into my face hole before we get started. Sorry for the delay on the response there. You caught me while I was halfway through a bite
That's
of soup.
hot. Make sure to
Yes.
blow on it.
Yeah, I was about to say, yes, it is hot. That's what's slowing me down. I am very much at soup right now. I'm just kind of like shoving dinner into my face hole before we get started.
I mean, it's not the caffeine in coffee that wakes you up. It's the boiling water.
Yeah, I was about to say, yes.
This is my worst. This is the worst part. Starts eating the bag of coffee and starts.
Looks at the liter of coffee I made before this.
Yeah, Timber just eats the coffee grounds, then starts drinking the boiling water. Rose just emphatically pleading to Vesk, please explain it to him. He won't listen to me.
At least it's not the civet coffee.
I feel like Timber would get caught. Would absolutely get caught by the classic Candygram maneuver.
Okay, Sky, I guess
What's that?
It's more stew than soup. I make soup really thick. Thick enough that you can eat it with a fork.
I feel like Timber would get caught.
I want to know this blunder.
Get caught by the classic Candygram maneuver.
Okay, Sky, I guess it's more stew than
Tell Darius, what do you speak of?
So it's from a really funny movie. There's a guy named Mungo, and he gets defeated because someone gives him a candygram that's actually a bomb, and it explodes in his face.
Blazing Saddles. That's Mongo.
Yes.
Ah.
Mungo.
Candygram for Mongo.
No, it wouldn't be the first time something blew up in my face.
No, he unironically delivered an explosive candygram, and as the sheriff is leaving, he puts his fingers in his ears, and it plays Looney Tunes music.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, audience, we are going there. Delivered an explosive candygram, and as the sheriff is leaving, he
All right.
puts his fingers in his
I
ears,
am
and it
ready.
plays Looney Tunes music.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, audience, we are going there.
We'll bring them both up and get this started.
Yeah.
I am ready. Hello, all you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder, though it is a prep session where we are doing some auditions. So if you are looking for the main story of the campaign, you are free to skip this episode. However, it'll be a fun time either way, I think. We've got 2 more applicants to audition today. We will begin, as usual, with introductions, starting with Taldarius.
Hello, I am Taldarius, and I will be the storyteller for Ascent to Ascend auditions tonight.
I am Toshime, and I play Gar, the Gnoll Barbarian, normal type.
I am Razim, and I am playing as the Martin twins. I'm going to stick with judge and jury for them tonight. They are a pair of sentient feral martins. They are psionic incanters.
And I am Tiny Sapien. I'm playing Rosalia Nadu Cygnus, and I'll be taking your measurements today.
Hello, everyone. I am Temple. I'm playing Templedor Jägermeister von Glorious Wolfenstein. I'm a big Wolven Paladin, steel fighting type, and everyone's favorite counter-revolutionary.
Timber's evil twin, Borken Wolfbergstein.
You mean good?
Yes, actually, yeah, it's Timber's good twin.
He wears the redacted blue armor, blue and yellow.
And he tries to peacefully convert people.
Oh, Kaiserin, so heretical.
All right, and Sky, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I am Sky the Avali. I guess you'll get to see. Well, I mean, I guess I'll introduce my character. I will be a Ifrit named Alid. You will find out more when the party encounters him.
And Tiberian.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tiberian, or Tiberian Kid. I have several characters I could potentially bring to this game. I just don't know which one I would like to be to possibly bring into this game. And I'm having a little bit of choice paralysis right now.
That is a very good microphone. Holy crap.
That is something I've never experienced in my life.
It is a wireless headset. It is a Logitech. Yeah.
Maybe your voice just carries well then.
It might be the voice.
But
either way.
I just looked up what an Ifrit is. That is a very interesting species.
Oh, an Ifrit, yeah.
Send me pictures.
Islamic demon.
Oh. Well, that narrows it down to I still don't know what that is.
let me find a really good representative picture. Hold on.
Either way.
Timber would call it demon.
Not a librarian.
The way this is going to go is that we'll bring you in one at a time, and Taldarius will set a scene for you, and you will roleplay and respond accordingly. And we will judge you thoroughly on that. So, on your performance and such. So, yeah, be ready for that. For now, I will move you. Well, actually, I guess I can just roll here and see who we're starting with. Looks like we're starting with Tiberian. So, Sky, I'll move you down to the waiting room, and we'll bring you up when we're done with Tiberian.
All right.
All right, Taldarius, the floor is yours.
All right. Because Tiberian was not here during the last round, I do have 2 questions to ask. Well, I guess technically 3. To combine my 3 normal questions. First off, how experienced are you with Pathfinder?
I am more familiar with Pathfinder 2e, and, well, to learn Pathfinder 1, I may or may not have fleshed out 2 characters and 90% done another character, and have a concept to possibly in the works. But otherwise, no, I have very little experience, mostly in 5e, Shadowrun, was a Stars Without Number. I've played just about every other RPG system except Pathfinder.
So you're an experienced tabletop player, just not with Pathfinder 1e in particular.
Yes.
All right. I know I've seen you in chat a couple times. How familiar are you with ATA? Story and
I occasionally drop in, but not nearly enough that I could even have any hope of metagaming this game. Very little of the story.
Cool. Noted. And you said you had 2 characters that you were considering, at least like that you already had like drawn up.
Yes. I have a monk and I have a fighter character. One.
I vote monk.
Go ahead. I do have a third one, a cleric, but they're not spell wise. I haven't quite figured out the spell system yet.
Yeah. The actual mechanics of the character itself, while it does matter for this, a little bit less important. What matters more is the kind of character, like in terms of personality and all that, like that kind of stuff that you're thinking about playing.
Okay.
Become as gods.
Monk is definitely shenanigans. Eldarius, I've actually discussed slightly about the character concept in the past. Bit of a drunken master. And as for the other one, fighter, would probably vibe more towards Timber, as the best way I could describe him as anger squared.
All right.
Lost me at math.
He takes anger and then also does extra anger on top of the anger.
Bonus action angry.
Action angry, bonus action angry, reaction angry. All right. So good to know. For the purposes of this audition, this is not locking you into whatever character you choose, but I will ask that you just pick one, basically just to show role-playing skills.
Monk. Easiest one for me to deal with.
All right. In that case, so you have your
monk.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know someone's going to immediately hit me with an Age of voice line, and then it did happen. Nice, let's go.
For once, I beat you to the punch.
Haha.
That's the essence of being a monk.
Here.
Faster than God, let's go.
All right.
Beat the monk to the punch.
Faster than God, let's go.
Look, I did not ask you to hit me with, taunt number 18 from Age of Empires 2.
11.
But don't you herb laugh at me.
This is why I crusade to keep other references out of this reality.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. So you're gonna be playing your monk character, which actually I'll just go ahead and say that for this I was planning on having a little bit of a festival thing going on, so that way there'd be some nice intermingling. Do you have a species in mind for your monk?
Yes, catfolk.
Catfolk. All right. So this would be taking place on an island somewhere where there's just a little bit. It's not like a large, heavily attraction festival, but it's basically guaranteed to have some cheap booze, which I'm imagining is something your character would be very interested in.
Very much so. But yes. continue.
All right. So it's going to have a bit of a booming festival. It's just more of like a harvest festival kind of thing going on, where it's like, oh hey, they have all this stuff going in. They've gotten all this work done. Let's go ahead and celebrate, and like it was a good harvest, yada yada yada, that kind of stuff. So that's the reasoning behind the festival. Considering most of this campaign is nautical, it is going to have basically be on an island. It has a port, things of that nature. And obviously, for any of the player characters, if you do want to jump in on a scene, you may go ahead and do so at any time that you so wish. So, what would you say your character would like to do? What kind of area would you say your character would like to frequent at the opportunity given a festival? Are you going to go to the cheapest place you can find, or you're going to go for more of like a middle class kind of area? You're going to try and get some of the best booze available on the cheap. What kind of a thing would your character do here?
He would definitely lean towards the middle of the road. He doesn't come across as the nobility type. But he is definitely the one that will probably be in the middle of it. Very much right in the middle of the song, probably instigating it, or very much encouraging a drinking contest.
All right. Well, considering it's a festival and booze is on the cheap, honestly, people are probably going to get into little drinking contests anyways, much less if it's being instigated by a fellow drunkard. So you would likely be causing quite a bit of attraction with a drinking contest.
Yes, he would definitely be encouraging people, not just himself, but other peoples to join the libations.
All right. So as for this, I'd say that they would probably start getting out the big glasses for a drinking contest that has been that is being instigated. It's slightly cheaper than if you were to buy the same amount in the smaller glasses. But overall, it is still a rather large amount of alcohol. And at this point, it's kind of gotten to the point where it's like everyone kind of trying to see how much of one of those you can drink in one go. Because this is like, if you know what a German Moss is, it's something similar in size to that. It's not as fancy, it's not like glassware or anything, but in terms of size, it's like a Moss.
So the average person would probably start to get tanked real fast after a few of them.
Yes. Where this is the sort of thing where like, you drink 3 of these in a night and you're probably done for. At least for the average person.
And then comes Timber.
Well, yeah, this would be more like a reasonably sized glass for Timber. Considering they are big, they are sturdy, and they are filled with alcohol.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. Yeah.
It looks like you're, one of those little teacups in Timber's hands.
Well, yeah, but it does have like one of those like full hand grip handles on it. So, for Timber, he could still slide a couple of fingers in there like pretty easily in order to drink. On the plus side, this is probably a hell of a lot better than the normal mugs that are offered around.
I guess Timber will see the ongoings and ask what's going on.
One of the revelers is going to inform you that that cat guy over there is setting up a nice drinking contest. The current thing is how much of one of these is gonna heft up his drink. You can drink in one go. I'm not actually drinking all of it in one go. I'm just here because they have the big cups here, and I want the big ones.
Understandable. A challenge. Well, I'm Wolven. I have to accept every challenge I'm given.
Timber, I don't think the challenge was actually put out towards you.
Yet.
Timber, I don't think the challenge was actually put out towards you. Oh, fair enough. Carry on.
All right. Quick question.
Just don't go too hard because we don't want to have to fix it.
Was it just Timber there, or is everybody there?
Can't be.
Everyone could be there if they want to.
Well, in that case, yeah. Along with Timber arriving, there'd be two hair folk immediately getting a couple drinks, and one of them is emptying a small bottle of holy water into each of the two drinks. Hey, it's the only way Sycamore can taste anything.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
Acid.
yes. Basically drinking acid for him.
I was about to say, definitely give him a nice burn.
Yeah, well, if it's diluted.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like,
Just-
it would effectively have the same effect of like burning.
It's basically hot sauce now.
Yeah, literally, it's making the drink spicy, and it has the same burn for Rose too. She's just taking the cheap booze and making it taste better. Yeah, literally, it's making the drink spicy, and it has the same burn for Rose too. She's just taking the cheap booze and making it taste better.
Well, I'm just gonna say that this is. Oh,
Go ahead.
no, they got a thing going on.
There's a stream alert going on.
Hey, Kenku! Thank you so much for that raid! Welcome on in, everybody. You have come into the start of our auditions here, so settle on in and enjoy the show. These are auditions for our Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder campaign. We need to get a new player.
Yeah, if you're
Carry on.
if you're not aware of it or familiar with it, if you hear sound effects or voice lines coming through Zim's audio, usually that's either an alert played on the channel or something that he needs to react to.
My apologies. I did not hear the alert.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sometimes kind of quiet.
I was just gonna make the comment that, yes, Roselia might drink holy water, but you'll never see Temple drinking unholy water.
Hey, Toshime, you know, you
least
could
willingly.
challenge him. Bet you can't handle an entire tankard of the waters of Lamashtu.
No, that would be a horrible thing to inflict upon him.
At least I can trust Gaul to honor my honor system.
Waters of Lamashtu attack intelligence points that you can't get back.
You can't take what isn't there.
You can't take what is it?
If you go negative, you die.
You can't take what isn't there.
I'm sure you
Anyways,
could down a barrel before dying.
I think we're officially waffling.
Yep.
I think we are. All right. Continuing on then. Timber, you have been made aware of, this.
So, what Timber will probably hear in the background is, "You, everyone, I will take challenges to anyone who could drink me under the table." And there will be a couple of he'll just place a silver coin on the table.
Just audible groan from Rose. Here we go.
You know, just the stone grinding as Timbo taunts.
Is it the owl movement where it's just 180 degrees and then the rest of the body follows?
No, it's just temple pivoting.
Just steel plates grinding.
Beep, beep.
I don't know what you mean by drinking someone under a table, but I, Templedor Jägermeister von Glorious Borkenborg Wolfenstein, accept your challenge.
Well, when you drink someone under the table, it means they've passed out and they're under the table.
I have never heard of this.
Let's find out tonight, as this catfolk, definitely a snow leopard, more catfolk, slams a drink in front of him and pushes us over towards Timber, only to place another one in front of him.
Alrighty. Witness
Now.
my greatness, man! And Timber will pinch it, grab it with 2 fingers. And his maw opens up like a freaking, pop open trash can.
And then he lifts his helmet.
Yeah.
Nope, with
his
that.
helmet does open.
And with that, Snow will hold up his mug and just do a fantastic festival, and may the best one win. And Snow will start downing the drink.
Sip. Goodbye, everyone.
There is a certain
Gone.
There is a certain disadvantage of size going on here.
Mm-hmm. Now, question.
Yes.
Because I have kind of made the character. I did give him one of the traits of the potion chugger, which you can just down things really, really quickly. I don't know if you want to add that, but that is up to you.
So I will say, alcohol is treated as a liquid poison. This is so there is a it is considered like a poison. Just
Oh no, I'm not saying that it helps resist. It just helps with
Yeah.
chugging.
Yeah. I will say that it is in liquid format, and you can drink liquids at a accelerated rate.
Yeah.
I will say that it is in liquid format, and you can drink liquids at a accelerated rate.
And with that, I don't know if I guess what role would you consider to finish it in one go?
For pretty much everything to do with drinking alcohol, I think pretty much everything is going to be some manner of fortitude.
Very well.
Either when drinking, in order to basically go, hey, I'm going to hold my breath for long enough while drinking all of this in one go without interruption, or just for even resisting the effects of getting heavily drunk.
Very well. I guess roll a d20 to see who. Well, if that's
yeah.
Yep. This isn't going to be as detailed as I would normally have it be, but for Timber, just go ahead and roll fortitude saves, and I'll be immediately rolls a 2.
Oh no.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Immediately rolls a 2. All right.
Well, I know what happened. Obviously, this stuff's too delicious, and Timble kind of chokes on it because he's not used to drinking swill.
Yeah. So I will say, luckily, you do have a really good fortitude save considering Wolven, Size Large, and Paladin. It does make this a fair bit easier, even though you roll a 2, you have a plus 12 to it. This isn't exactly. It's not like you're drinking liquor. This is beer.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that you're going to like choke on it or anything, but you are going to like kind of have like a, oh hey, that okay, I wasn't expecting that for a drink.
Who put bubbles in this?
Yeah.
It's called carbonation, Timber.
You're carbonated.
As for our catfolk here, you have not only experienced this drink before, you were literally drinking this pretty much just before they came up, so you're entirely used to this.
And with that, the catfolk in front of you just slams the mug down, probably still slower than Timber because it's probably, well, you being the large creature is, well, he's smaller.
What several swallows for you is a mouthful for him.
Mm-hmm. And he just slams it on the table and just he waves over another.
Oh, we're supposed to slam it on the table? Temple slams it on the table.
Luckily, like I said, these are not glass, these are metal.
Yeah.
The mug
So
is now
instead
part
of
of the table.
shattering and sending glass everywhere, it's just going to be a crumpled little bit of scrap.
The
No,
mug
it's
is
more likely that he'd accidentally break the handle than anything.
the mug is now
Yeah.
the mug is now a candle holder and part of the table.
Shunk. All right, so yeah, just in order to not have this take too long, I will say that just due to size and the fact that he needs to drink 4 drinks for this to be like the same amount of alcohol, he's probably going to end up winning this. Are you fine with that?
Yes, I'm fine.
Yeah. All right. So after you would put up like a really good showing drinking far more than you reasonably should have been able to, but eventually you are going to lose out to pure wolven constitution and size.
Yeah, you'll just see the snow as it just slowly getting more wobbly. Just, you're one of the first people who's ever been able to hold a cup to me. As he just slides the silver coin over.
Temple takes the currency.
You have achieved a silver coin.
And then he'll go, Imperial victory!
He tends to do that.
He balps. Just a loud belch.
Imperial? Okay. I thought it was just a drinking contest.
No, it's just everything he does is in the name of the state. You do recognize that he's a paladin, right? Maybe you don't. You're kind of wasted.
He wears big clunky armor. No.
Camo pans over to Temple and he's like a NASCAR suit of like emblems and stuff.
He has holy sigils literally all over him.
And a cape.
No capes.
Yes, cape.
Oh, what brings you to this wonderful festival?
State secrets. Temple smiles.
You're the boring one. As he returns to Rose. What brings you here?
Just slow, evil grin. I'm not authorized to disclose that. Just slow, evil grin.
Meanwhile, the twins are landing on Timber and this newcomer's or challenger. Yeah, that's what they would describe him. Yeah, this challenger's shoulders and cleansing poison from them both.
Your buzz has been killed.
But
Temple,
well,
Temple's
that
ties.
well, that's no fun. Ah,
And
oh
now
well, I can
comes
drink
the
more.
That much.
killjoy.
That's not good for you.
You have stolen my dizzy. How dare you?
But I can't really walk straight while I'm sober.
Stolen my dizzy. How dare you?
You just get 4 eyes just looking at you, slowly blinking.
Judge Joy, I believe we have found us an alcoholic. He cannot function without the drink.
That's a thing?
Yes.
I'll have you know I can function very well without drink. Just
Well,
makes it easier.
Oh, so it's anxiety.
I mean, we did kind of, subjugate a bunch of dwarves. So I think I know a thing or two about alcoholics.
Oh, dwarves, they're fun to drink with.
Yes, their drinks actually halt.
They'll need to learn how to make those drinks.
And do you have any hang-ups with any gods?
Mm, not really. I haven't, as far as I'm aware of, angered any. I think.
Do you follow any?
As a out of character question, I have only barely been able to skim over the gods.
There are
Oh, there are a lot of gods. I just haven't.
yeah.
Haven't
there's
picked
a
one yet.
there's a list of fantasy ones that have been included, and the Greco-Roman pantheon is technically canon.
Yep. So Greco-Roman canon. Basically, if you want to involve any of the other, pantheons, I very easily could be made canon.
There is one. I will, because it's only fitting, and because I just quickly looked at it. Kalen.
The ale and wine god. Yeah, that guy.
Yes. Because it's fitting.
Could you spell that?
Cayden.
Okay, one of you spell that.
All right, fine. I'll just put it in the ATA thing.
That works. Okay, one of you spell that.
Ah, yes, another heretic. How surprising.
Joel Timber, you can't honestly expect that the entirety of this world already worships the Empress, because if they did, there'd be no reason to invade it.
Well, yeah. You do have a point. A Wolven can. Wait, I don't dream. Never mind.
Okay, I just looked at the overview on Kate and Kalen, and I kind of like them.
Yep. It's basically a god about drinking and bar fighting and spiking your own drinks even more.
That will do. Now, is the Empress a well-known religion?
Kinda. Other than the fact that basically the Antimantine Imperium invaded everything.
Yeah. So the Adamantine Imperium invaded everyone at once. all of their neighbors, all of them, everyone. And they constantly praise the Empress and refer to her as, like, a goddess, but also the actual tenets of her religion are basically unknown to those outside.
Hmm.
But you would be able to easily recognize that, oh, hey, yeah, this is
The
this is
warmonger
a,
showed up.
this is a warmonger that's from a religion of warmongers and has a bunch of holy sigils of warmongering on them.
So, as he did, he'll say Caden, Kalen to Gar, if you want to carry that on.
Okay, no hangups there.
Isn't Caden Kalen just one of the other names for Dionysus?
Yes.
Just when I heard that somewhere.
Dionysus, I believe, also is fertility. Kind of, I think.
Well,
I could be
mean,
wrong.
If you don't understand the overlap between alcohol and fertility, I'm not going to draw a diagram for you.
No, that's fair. Fair.
Where does the hammer go?
See, even he gets it.
Does he? No, he doesn't.
Nat one religion check. He does not understand this at all.
Man, I love censorship so much.
We're discussing other gods, so the Empress says no.
Ignorance is strength.
I mean, you are obviously the follower of the Empress. And since we're discussing gods, what about the rest of you three?
Rose is just going to somewhat sarcastically point at the very bulky collar on her neck and the massive symbol of Hades hanging from it. Well, massive compared to her size.
And I am in between gods right now.
Yeah, Gorm's kind of like it's kind of like a situationship or something. It's a complicated thing.
Oh, the god you're following is complicated. Okay.
You mean?
I mean,
Just a
technically
second.
speaking, yes.
Hold on a second. I finally have a use for these images. Do.
I mean, I would say Lemestu is very, very complicated since they like to, co-opt things and complicate things and relish in the complicatedness of
Down with society.
Go under any other circumstances, we'd probably be throwing hands right now. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
There, I just DM'd you the artworks that we had done of the party.
Ah, nice.
And this may be a question for Taldarius. Would this character be from Lesme?
Yeah,
truly
probably.
want your last words to
Or
be
at least
so stupid?
very, very, either yes or would have basically descended from / had recent immigration parents from, considering that area has been fairly war torn for a while. They've
There's
only
part on the map where there are
reunited.
cats and dogs.
Yeah, there is a cat and dog faction which has recently basically united for the sole purpose of, oh my god, we're both dying. So yeah, that would very likely have been a place that either your character is directly from or has descended from.
Hmm.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Ido Things tipped $5, Razimeg.
Ido, thank you so very much for that tip. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate it.
So, you won't say why you're at the Harvest Festival.
Our boat landed here.
That's like saying you breathe air.
You wanted a reason why we're here?
Yeah, that kind of was monkey's paw on your part.
Fair. But if you won't at least talk about it. So at the very least, you just came here to have fun and relax. We'll just leave it there.
And as long
guess
as
they
there's
did.
as long as there's no towers around, this should be fine.
You large tin can. You know the point of the drinking game is to have fun.
Oh, he doesn't have fun.
Okay.
He is fun and he is fun intolerant.
He doesn't have what we would define as fun, but he did just successfully complete a challenge and best a heretic, so that's about the best he can feel.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't count as fun for him. He's not allowed to have fun.
I said it's as close as he can come to it.
Rosalia, you're not supposed to refer to it as fun.
Completion of duties?
That's better.
Completion of duties?
That's better.
So you're not allowed to have fun.
Not unless the Empress prescribes it.
This is the dankest dungeon.
Merl_2009 tipped $5.
Merle, thank you so much for that tip as well. Thank you so much for the support, everyone. I will say, grocery day is coming up, and so it's hugely appreciated to get that help with them. Thank you.
So at least the other 4 of you, you're allowed to have fun.
Oh, I have lots of fun.
And you'll notice when the twins are talking, it's all mental.
Yeah, their mouths don't move.
Oh yeah, it's all telepathic. Sorry.
I was not sure if that was the thing.
I do all sorts.
That was, yes.
I do all sorts of things for fun. I craft things, mostly making friends. I sometimes explore. I experiment.
She collects bodies. We found a lot of bodies for her.
This is true.
And for fun, I run.
He runs very fast. He earned the rabbit ears.
One would say the rabbit ears chose him.
Yeah.
I may take you up on an offer of seeing if who could run faster.
That was a sentence.
Where would you like to race to?
Maybe at a different time where, there's not drinking.
I thought you said that you work better when you're drunk.
Maybe at a different time where, there's not. I can. Mostly. Sometimes. I can. Mostly. Sometimes.
I'm actually
Temple's gonna take. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say
Oh.
Temple's gonna take this silver coin and try to get as much booze with it as he can.
All right. Well, like I said, it is pretty cheap right now, so you'd be able to get a pretty good amount of booze.
All right, Temple's gonna get that and start marching back to the boat.
And the cat folk is just going to look over towards the twins and just kind of like squinting at them and just, how come your mouths aren't moving?
Oh, we talk in your head. We hear everything you think.
They're psionic.
Except for Temple, because he puts Temple on mute. Otherwise, he's just listening to the glorious Kaiser and Stan all the day time.
It's like a
Oh no,
radio
they
station.
enjoy listening. Yeah, they enjoy listening to the to the timber elevator music. They took so you see they take the Kaiserin propaganda and kind of remix it with some various music they've heard, and so it's a really cool beat. Yeah.
They just have the mental construct version of the mixer and the reverb pedal and all that.
Sky the Valley cheered with 100 eggy bitties when listening to Timber You.
I'm guessing you hit enter too early. But please don't try to do that during our tabletop game, Sky. I mean, I know this one's a bit more relaxed, but still.
I'm actually
Anyways.
kind of curious to see if there's anybody that could beat Gar in a foot race.
Well, you did say you only go straight when you're really drunk, so guess you gotta drink more. For the race.
Yeah. No, the cat folk will just kind of look at it and just immediately downs a mug. You gave him an excuse to drink.
He just needed an excuse.
It's 11:02. That's an excuse. But this time when he slams it, he's just looking at Timber and slams it on the table, but in such a way that it doesn't break the mug.
Oh, Timber already walked away.
Oh.
Yeah, he went back to the ship.
Ah, fair.
So it's just Gar, the twins, Rose, and Sycamore.
Well, as he just kind of looks towards the twins, like, you're psychic. I don't think I've ever seen people like you.
Because we're not people. We're Martins.
And if you did see somebody like them, that would be a good reason to tell the twins.
Oh yeah, we are trying to find our family.
You wouldn't happen to have run into any other oversized Martins that can talk inside your head?
None that I was conscious for.
You really are a follower of Dio.
I mean, what's life if you don't, indulge yourself?
Safe, sane, and stable.
I'm so glad Tippo's gone.
I've learned not to indulge myself. More often than not, when I do that, people die.
Well, it's
Well,
not
yeah,
like I,
but then they just come right back.
Yeah, but not the same.
You told us they'd be the same.
When have I ever made that claim? You are putting words in my mouth right now.
No, they're putting words in your head.
Yeah. We were going to say that.
Semantics. Suffice to say, I make it an active practice not to indulge.
Yeah, she's really boring.
You know, I would like to argue that point, but if I'm boring, then it means you leave me alone more often, so. You're
Oh, no,
enjoyable.
that's not how it works.
But you bring people back.
Well, yes. That's
Late stage healer.
That's my whole thing. I would have thought, the black robes, the symbol of Hades, my dead father next to me would have been a giveaway.
Sycamore's going to idly wave a little bit.
I was going to say, how much of your dead father is there? Is it obvious that there's pieces missing, or
At surface level inspection, just looks like any other hair folk, but if you look closely, you'll notice the slight clouding of the eyes and the fact that different body parts appear to have come from different donors. It is a full jackalope, but it was not originally a full jackalope.
the character might not have known right away, but when you start mentioning it, he just kind of cocks his head a little bit and just starts giving a once over, like, that's how you bring friends back.
Like I said, a late stage healer.
Grug.
No, Grug's back at the ship.
I think he said shrug.
Well, he just shrugs. At the very least, he can at least come back and enjoy himself, I think.
Well, that's the whole reason that Dad came back, was so that we could, enjoy the time that was stolen away from me by somebody who is going to wish that I allowed them to die.
I thought the two ones over there were interesting, but now you have my attention.
Nothing really interesting to it. My life was destroyed by a combination of the gods just being incredibly excuse me. The gods being
Hades will do that if she talks
negatively about him, yes. Yeah, my relationship with the gods isn't all that good, and my relationship with the majority of gnolls is even worse. I say majority because Gar is a noteworthy exception. He is a wonderful person. However, the same can't be said for the people who took my dad from me. And
she's
I'm
saying that under duress.
Sycamore is going to kind of pat Rose's shoulder. Go, oh, don't worry, I'm here.
You're here, mostly, yes, but you were taken away from me for a while, And there's pieces of you I wasn't able to get back. And for taking those pieces, I'm going to be taking pieces of them. And I will not be gentle about it.
So revenge for you is what you're doing. You're trying to find your family. The tin can just wants to conquer everyone. I don't know. It's something about the Empress.
I would like to clarify. I don't think of it as revenge. I think of it as recruiting.
Emperor's main goal is to stop the end of the world.
Well, just spoil the ending.
Wait, the world's ending?
Do you not know the legend of the towers?
Player? No.
Well, okay. Just to sort of like make sure that you are, because this is like a very well-known thing, at least in lore, is that the gods are sort of split on the issue of one continuing on with this world or B hitting the Great Reset button. And so this is causing like a really big religious divide between things. There is like a sector of like neutral gods, but because they can't come to at least a majority about it, they kind of are just arguing back and forth constantly about things while also fighting a constant holy war.
So slight change. I know they're complaining and arguing up there, but are they getting more antsy about wiping the world away?
I would like to elucidate on that subject, but between orders from the captain and between the gun to my head from my own god, I can't. I guess it'd be sword to my throat, not gun to my head, wouldn't it?
I mean, guns
There are
are a thing.
Yeah, and she has been shot before. That is true.
Cut to Brutus getting booze.
Has the team killer flag over his head?
Hey, you asked him to.
Yeah, you told the hypo militant, hypo aggressive, never questioning people to kill you. So, of course, he's gonna do the false thing and shoot you with his cannon duel.
Delicately dancing around redacted sections. I'm sure you've at least slightly noticed that conflict is heating up in the world right now. And people are securing towers one after another for their side. It's going to come to a head.
Now that would be something that I would want to see. The battle.
This makes me question whether you've actually been in battle.
Yes. Many times. You will see that he is not wearing any armor, and at most you might see a quarterstaff near him.
It's just the kind of thing that I have to ask because there's a lot of people that talk about, the glory and the spectacle and all that, and then when they actually see what it looks like on the front lines, they are retching into a bucket.
Well, there's ugliness to it, but part of It's making sure other people are okay. Protecting people can be helpful.
Well, that's what
And
protecting
it'd make
people is
for
what. You first.
Sorry. And it'd be a very boring world without any drinking partners around.
That's sort of where my god is at right now. Officially, he's neutral, but he understands and acknowledges that his paycheck comes from people dying. Metaphorically, of course. If everybody dies at once, that's a lump sum payment, sure. But what about afterwards?
Hades, big fan of the Kaiser one. Let's go.
He's neutral because whether the world is saved in bloody conflict or the world ends all at once, either way, he gets his dues. My stance on the matter is, I live here. I'd kind of like it to not die.
Existing is preferred, as opposed to not existing.
Oh, you'd still exist after dying. You just have a change of living circumstance.
I've never died, so I couldn't have an opinion on that.
It hurts.
We can fix that.
No, dying is very painful. Doesn't matter how many times you do it. I speak from personal experience.
Oh yeah, she dies on a very regular basis. Like almost every other day or so.
I space them out.
You know what? I see. I'm beginning to understand what you consider to be fun. And what's my play? Well, I do not. It's not my place to say what you prefer. Maybe try alcohol.
I'm
Actually,
already.
she does kind of seem to be very interested in it and tries to do it so often. She might actually have an addiction to dying.
I see what you're doing there.
What?
You're trying to bait me.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Slow squint.
Innocent smiles.
I think at this time Temple would return from giving his booze to his brethren.
All right.
Oh, Timber, there you are. I am unsure of what is and isn't redacted, so I've been dancing around the subject. What can we tell him about the world ending?
Well, One moment.
Religion check.
Yep.
Let's go.
It'd be a really bad idea to tell the other nations why you're fighting, but this is a random drunkard, so...
Even if you tell them the truth, nobody would believe him?
Even if you tell them the truth, no one would believe them, and, hey, honestly... Even if they do have some pull, they're going to believe him because he's a drunkard, but maybe it'll get them to at least look into the issue.
Temple, he's standing there for a moment. And then, all of a sudden he parks up and just goes, "There's a reason why we decided to invade everything all at once. We're running out of time." The Antimantine Imperium decided to take matters into our own hands.
to elaborate on that ever so slightly more, since we're at that level of disclosure. You know how a vaccine works, right?
Yes. You expose yourself to a disease and you hopefully aren't affected.
You can think of the Adamantian Imperium kind of like that. If you're strong enough to survive their assault, you're strong enough to survive the end of the world. You can think of the Adamantian Imperium kind of like that. If you're strong enough to survive their assault, you're strong enough to survive the end of the world.
You just see the catfolk just kind of cock his head a little bit and just trying to understand the rationale behind that.
Look, it's quite simple. In the face of their overwhelming force, people will fortify, they'll train, they'll militarize. They will create more armies than the armies that are taken down on the front lines, and those who die on the front lines are usually the weak ones, which will leave only the strong, so they'll be ready when the time comes.
No one would take us seriously if we wrote a strongly worded drawing.
So
Cut back to a long time ago when a letter came to like some random king's foot a doorstep, and it's like it's a poorly drawn drawing of the end of the world. Please do increase your military, but he doesn't understand why a child's drawing is on his doorstep.
It's like this. If you walk into a king's court and tell them your walls are too thin, your army too weak, you won't stand a chance. They'll laugh at you. If you walk through the now removed wall of their court and walk over the corpses of their dead guards, now they might listen to you.
I mean,
And if
that
they
is
don't, we could put in somebody that will.
so the brute force method.
I mean, have you seen him? And the
Yes.
twins just go in front of
Yeah.
Timber on the table, gesturing wildly with their paws at the armor.
The Kazran didn't conquest the Wolven force because she thought diplomatic stuff would be the best option.
I don't really deal with the nobility too much, or
Be
at least
glad.
don't want to.
Yeah, be glad you don't have to deal with them. Getting anything through their heads usually requires industrial mining equipment.
We
Or a
got a lot
stick.
of that. We got those too.
The mining equipment or the stick?
Yes.
Hmm. So to save the world, you're partially destroying it.
Yes. Only partially, though. That's the crucial part.
Well, hopefully I don't destroy too much and takes a chug. And remove most of the people that would help you.
Look, when you exercise to make yourself stronger, you are damaging your muscles, and they grow back better. When you prune a bush to make it grow healthier, you're cutting off some of the branches. It's the same thing.
Also, I mean, if we just demolish a kingdom, we can put the resources to better use.
Not my place to say what's going to be better use of resources. But the world is apparently is starting to end, and that is bad. for everyone.
Yes.
Well, except for those people who want the world to end, but
Yeah, we've already run into a few of those.
There's the whole necromancer faction for that.
Yeah, I actually kept one of them.
this conversation is starting to get very unlively for the festivities.
I don't know. I'm enjoying myself.
I don't know. That seems to be a thing that happens a lot. Wolven show up, things die.
They are specifically
Imperial victory.
They are specifically bred for that purpose.
Even if metaphorically killing the something.
I guess I've just trained to hit things until they stop moving.
Oh, you're a monk. Okay, that makes sense now.
As he just kind of just makes a stand and just the smart one as he takes a bow.
Disgusting.
If nothing else, we could feed him to the orphans.
Gar, why?
He's a knoll. Everything's a sandwich.
Yeah, this is true. I'm just glad that apparently my minions don't taste good.
You know, you might be the first knoll that hasn't tried to eat me.
I've said the same. I have said that exact same sentence to him before we first met.
Yeah.
Timber, you good there? Got a bit of a cough.
Yeah.
Oh, the paladin, brutally honest as always.
Well, you wear a tin can to protect yourself. I just move out of the way.
Because I'm Wolven. I resist.
Yeah, see. I just make it a practice not to get in the line of fire in the first place. I have pets for that. As her backpack casually crawls up onto the table.
And if you put the wall in front of you, you don't even need to dodge.
Why would I need a wall in front of me when they don't know where I am? Or just simply run around them?
That's what Gar tends to do.
Yeah, but then they can trip me.
I've yet to see you trip.
Yeah, it's about to say. Usually, by time someone's been in melee range of you long enough to think about tripping you, they're already in pieces.
If you remember the monk that we fought before.
Actually don't.
We were both grappling on the ground.
Oh yeah.
I do not remember that.
I mean, I saw you dive away from an explosion once, but I kind of did jump on top of it.
It was back during one of our tower fights versus the group that keeps coming in against
with
us.
the group that likes to get their butt kicked.
Monks and explosions. Getting flashbacks from a life that she's never lived.
My precious.
Well, let's see. The monk could probably throw a brass ball around.
Brass ball? What?
Oh,
maybe you could use the sharp ball.
That's a bit of a story. We defeated a brass giant, and he had a whole lot of giant brass balls.
But I handled those balls with greatness.
No, this is true. These are balls bigger than I am, and he straight up just caught one out of the air when it was thrown at him. It was amazing.
Fair, I just would have moved out of the way.
Well, if I moved out of the way, Wazilia would have been not Wazilia anymore.
Like I said, our wall.
Yeah, I would no longer be Rosalia. I'd be Rose Paint.
You'd be a crayon.
Yeah, I would no longer be Rosalia.
Delicious.
What's a crayon?
Something that children use to draw pictures.
You mean a wax pen?
One of those.
Also
But they're
a
cheaper.
Crayon is a brand name.
Yes, but, I don't know the proper name.
Crayon is a brand name.
You see me using those things all the time, Wazilia.
No, I see you eating them all the time.
Oh,
including
yeah.
my candles.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's not the resources aren't going to waste, but I use those as a lighting source, not as a snack.
The only light I need is covered by the shadow of the Kaiserin.
I'm not.
Wouldn't that just make everything in dark? Wouldn't that just make everything covered in darkness?
Yes, her shadow looms ominously over us all, keeping us safe from scary
Don't worry,
things.
Timber's in the dark for a long time.
Yeah, I'm not drunk enough for this. She's immediately chugging down what's left of her drink.
I don't think I'd ever be drunk enough for that.
May have gone too heavy on the holy water that time. Oh, that's got a bite to it.
Oh. Wait, you need holy water?
Say again?
You water your beverages down with holy water?
It makes them stronger for me.
Can you not?
Well, yes, but that doesn't taste as good then. And no, alcohol just doesn't hit the same for me these days.
Yeah, she's kind of dead.
Undead.
Both of you, I am only half dead, which is not the same as undead.
No, you're definitely full dead. We keep bringing you back, but you're very much full dead.
I am not. I am specifically
No,
at
you
the
are Wazilia.
I am specifically at the threshold between life and death. That is the whole thing that I do. I am half dead. If I was undead, I'd be completely dead, just animated, which is something entirely different.
Maybe listen to the one who's really good at bringing things back.
Well,
so us?
Yeah, I was about to say, technically, the twins are actually better at bringing things back than I am. They can bring them back like they were. I bring them back modified.
All I'm saying, Wazilia, is in my experience fighting the VUF, a lot of things that were undead were hurt by holy water, and you don't seem to like that too much. Just saying.
Yeah, and there are perfectly living things that are also hurt by holy water.
Oh yeah, you're right. Like demons.
Well, not just them. There's certain tieflings. There's ifrits.
Demons. Lesser demons. Librarians.
You consider tieflings to be demons?
Anyone can drown in water.
I'm gonna tell the kids that you called them. The conscripts that you called them demons.
I mean, I call them heretics all the time.
Yeah, but you call everybody that.
That just calling someone a heretic is like a friendly greeting, by the sounds of things.
Paladin.
No, sometimes it's actually a death sentence.
Yeah, it's all in the tone of voice. He goes, "Hey, heretic," that just means good morning. But if he says heretic, then that means that you're about to lose limbs.
It's all about the inflection. I'll remember that.
Yeah, just like when you're speaking in Infernal. The tone conveys so much. The words are secondary.
Don't speak that.
Meanwhile, like every time Temple speaks, for the people who have the subtitles on, every time Temple says something, it's like captioned derogatory. Unless he's like talking to a wolven or something. A wolven that isn't fucking up.
Well, unless the Knoll wishes a race, I think I have some celebrating to do.
Yeah. I'm willing to stay for a race. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to the ship and continue on my project. I've almost got the turret mounted.
Want to race back to the ship?
Where is the ship?
Yeah, I was just gonna
In the
say,
water.
I don't think he knows where ship's at.
Over at the dock.
Which ship?
The only one with a tree on it.
That one.
And
Oh,
a bunch
the weird,
of bones around it.
the weird one.
The Walsh ship in the Imperial Navy.
You're proud of that?
Well, you see, there's also
As
that.
water is leaking out of the helmet.
Well, you see, look at the caliber that all ships of the Imperial Navy are on. So to be the worst of the best is still the best of the worst.
Well, I don't exactly go walking up to Imperial ships.
That's probably for the best. Most people who do, they get renamed to Mist Cloud number 15.
I walked up to plenty of Imperial ships. I don't know what's your guys' problems.
Well, that's because you are Imperial. I'm talking about, heretics.
See, maybe, if you just join the Kaiser, it should be like, oh, hey, you can go on our ships, and it'll be all so cool. You'll be like, wow, I'm part of a group that really doesn't blow me up.
Okay.
And
the
Like the
disclaimer.
Imperial ship we were on in the
The little
walk-up.
disclaimer. Like, okay, Timber.
Pretty funny.
Timber, I am literally Timber, I'm literally
Sorry,
part of your
just
crew, and I've literally put myself into unconsciousness praying to your god, knowing that would piss mine off.
That's why I tolerate you a little more than everyone else.
The twins just look at Timber with hurt in their eyes.
So which one's your favorite crew member?
Oh, easily, Roselia.
Just slowly slides away from the Martins a little bit.
Well, I'll have you know, the twins know everything they need to know about the Imperium, but they don't worship the Kaiserin.
But that one doesn't worship the Kaiserin.
But she at least prays to her.
I
Sometime.
straddle a very delicate line. If you haven't already picked up on it, if I were to try to convert to any other god, mine would literally choke me to death. That wasn't a gag earlier, I was actually being choked.
So your relationship with your god is complicated.
I mean, she's a goddess of sacrifice, and Roselia sacrificing life and limb to actually say, hey, help me a little bit. She notices that.
Yeah, and also it's a chance to piss off my absolute... You know what I wanted to say.
You know,
Anyways.
I'm not gonna try to insult him because he might take his annoyance out on you.
No, he would definitely take it out on you directly. He's a hands-on kind of guy.
Neat.
I've seen it. Well, I've hauled it, which is actually pretty impressive because I got tinnitus.
Well, look, if we're doing the foot race, then let's do the foot race. Otherwise, I need to get back to the ship and finish my project.
Very well. As the cat folk once again just flicks another silver coin up. Because what's a race without at least something on the line?
Well, yeah. Most races have a starting line. I know this.
Yeah, that'll work. If I win, give it to the dragon on the ship.
Oh, he's moving up to silver now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's moved up to silver.
Sonic boom!
You are an odd folk to have.
Sonic.
The dragon's our son.
You just see him just look over, just like.
They
Congratulations.
They hatched an egg, and it imprinted.
That would have required so many questions I didn't want answered.
They're not
now he's on the path to the imperial truth.
Redacted.
No, I just didn't want to ask the questions.
The imperial truth!
But I already knew the answers. How about that race?
Okay.
Well, Monk be fast.
All right, Dad, if you want to stay here and keep drinking, you're more than welcome to. I guess I can officiate this race.
One question for him before we start this race. Bunny ears or no?
I mean...
The rabbit ears are an artifact. They can boost his speed. So basically he's asking whether it's no holds barred.
Be my guest.
He's underestimating Gar, isn't he?
He doesn't know Gar. He doesn't know the magical artifact, so...
I mean, to be fair, there was no ball here to hold, so... have at it.
I do not know what level you guys are at, so I do not know what my actual speed is.
8.
8.
The biggest snowball. That tempo can count too.
Right?
That is 8, yes.
Just go to...
Yep, the next time we level up, Timber is going to be level no.
This is true.
You ever fought a level no paladin? So can I get into this? No.
Countable.
Well, no, he's reached an unlimited number, like he an unthinkable number.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do have a speed of 50 regular.
Okay, and let's see, 45. Then with Barbarian and Bunny.
And if you're going from one end of town to the other, would that count as moving overland?
Yep.
And if you're going from one end of town to the other, would that count as moving overland?
Well, new guy, you're about to witness speed.
So my speed will be 180.
All right, I'm gonna go get a head start, so that way I'll actually be at the finish line by the time you guys get there.
Is that run speed or just regular speed?
Run speed.
Run speed, 180.
Normal speed, yeah.
Oh, yeah, your base speed is 180.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Jesus. Okay. Yeah, you thoroughly, even with Step of the Wind, you thoroughly shatter that, even with Step of the Wind. My run speed is only 70 for 6 rounds.
You're sprinting and he's literally running away from you.
The joke is Gar teleports.
Yep. So yeah, Rose would have left in advance and flying with Stephenthorn. Probably still ends up getting to the finish line after they do.
Stephenthorn is pretty fast-ish. Like, not as fast as Gar. Like, Gar's gonna beat you there, but...
It's direct flight versus...
Yeah.
Maybe faster if I throw Osilia.
You know, something I've actually been thinking about with Stephenthorn, but I'm afraid, given the list of reprobates that are on the ship, is using a rocket as a consumable speed boost with Stephenthorn. The problem is, there's only 2 people on the ship that, you know, are they work with explosives, and I don't trust either of them to make a stable rocket.
Alar would definitely make you a rocket.
I said stable.
He'd make you a rocket.
He would make you a rocket.
That was, in fact, what I was saying, yes.
Yes.
He'll make you a rocket.
Uh-huh. Get that monkey's paw out of here. You and your fey BS.
You would fly so fast for the rest of your life.
Yeah. A lifetime supply of gunpowder.
A lifetime supply of speed.
My character might be the only person you could throw and survive.
I don't think Gar has good brakes because he just rolled a swim check.
He'd be fine with that check.
Just you hear a sonic boom. You look over. There are skid marks on the dock and a broken section of railing.
No, when the catfolk gets to there, he's just dumbfounded at the speed because very few people could even ever keep up with him. You're probably one of the first people who's ever just outright destroyed him in speed.
And this is before raging.
Mm-hmm.
This is my happy running.
Yeah, just a few moments after they get to the finish line, Rose lands next to them. Yeah, you should see him when he's pissed off.
And I would assume that all my my step of the winds are gone just to keep pace. Just I should have challenged you without the magic.
I did give you an out.
Where's the fun in that? Now I know that there's something better than me, and I can
aspire.
I can try to. Yes. Life is boring if you're just always at the top with nothing to challenge.
Now time to come aboard the ship.
Well,
Jeffrey, Billy, McRibs, you guys got the upholstery? All right, let's get back to work on the tank.
And yep, no, the silver coin gets flicked over to Gar, and I believe the catfolk starts to walk away.
It's worth noting that the project she was talking about would be very visible on the deck of the ship. It looks like an armored carriage with a turret on it, with lots of bits of giant skeleton poking out.
Hence why the catfolk said the weird ship. Because there's a regular ship, which is just made of wood, but then you have your ship, which is just... don't mistake that thing.
Yeah, it's got metal panels all down the sides, a tree on the front. It's a rowing galley, which is semi-rare.
And don't worry, you don't have any money after this for all the orphans that are around.
Real. It's going to be harder to get pickpocketed. Then again, also, they have easier targets. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think they'd be
going on.
They've got a good enough eye for a mark that they know somebody who's going to detect them.
Well, if I see you all again, maybe never. Happy adventures on saving the world. Please do that. I like to drink in this one.
You know, I feel like you and my ex would have gotten along really wonderfully.
All right. I think that's the end of the audition then. Any other questions for Tiberian before we move to Sky?
Not really.
What did
honestly.
you think about it?
It's just the first time coming in and just more getting used to your guys' characters and, well, your playstyle. So, but it was fun playing with you guys.
Hey, glad you had fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you're free to go, Tiberian. We'll bring Sky up and get moving on with the next audition.
All right. Thank you very much for having me, and enjoy the rest of the auditions. Have a good night, everyone. And I will probably be lurking in chat.
Yay.
Have a good one.
All right. See ya.
Hello.
Hello, Sky.
Hello. All right. Well, yeah, you've seen the other auditions and stuff now, so questions anybody for Sky?
I'll let the players go first.
So, what class and species were you thinking about running?
I have a few ideas. For the purpose of this tryout, I have my Ifrit Swashbuckler from my Pathfinder Society leveled up to 9th.
Well, we're at 8th,
I'll be
but yeah.
using 8th. Oh, shoot. I could probably quickly de-level it from 9th to 8th.
Well,
Well, I
like
mean,
I said
It's
earlier,
mostly about roleplay anyway.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
mechanics.
it's within margin of error. Besides, this just means that
Fair enough.
he'd be a really skilled adventurer they're having to cross paths with.
Indeed.
I said the A
But
word,
yeah,
and Timber didn't freak out.
That's because
far
Timber's out of earshot range.
as far as what
This isn't roleplay right now.
As far as what I might bring, I tend to prefer like support. Either like a support caster or like a supporting like something that may not be like the big damage dealer but can definitely like help make people shine. Like one of my favorite from my Pathfinder Society is my what I call my attack of opportunities fighter that I have. I also have a druid.
You know,
My AOO fighter has is 11th level, and with all of his buffs up, has a threatened range of like 40 feet.
you mentioning making people shine. You know, the Martins can make people shine. Once.
I'm sure. But yeah, like Druid is also one of my more favorite classes to play. They have a lot of nice buffs, and they could be a really good supporting class to have around. Either if they're summoning druids or buffing druids, or a little bit of fighty druid.
All
So
right.
you
Any
know
other questions?
Pathfinder.
Oh, go ahead.
What were you saying, Gar?
Yes.
You
Yes.
know Pathfinder.
Yes. As I believe I said before, I am a 2-star Pathfinder Society game master myself. In Society, I have 3 characters over 10th level, And to put in perspective for what kind of time commitment that is, each session is 4 to 6 hours, and it takes 3 sessions to level. So that means each of my characters have at minimum 120 hours that are over 10th level.
All right, well, welcome to the crew. You're Nord. Okay, I understand.
No, he said Ifrit. He's not a
Yes,
Nord, he's an Ifrit.
Nerd. Okay, fine. Scribe.
There you go.
Yes. When you do see Ellie, that you would obviously he's an Ifrit. The most notable thing, saying, of course, he would have his rapier, and then on the other side, hanging from his belt, would be basically I think compass, but kind of a bit bigger, and having a symbol that you guys you probably would not recognize.
Religion?
No, actually, it would be a wayfinder from the Pathfinder Society.
Yeah, I don't know
It
what
does
that is.
allow.
I don't know what that is.
It basically can light. It has its own, it generates light, and it always points north. Is the main ability of that trinket,
Oh,
and
it's a compass.
it basically identifies you as a pathfinder.
Scribe.
No, the basic model, light paw.
All
All
right. Go ahead, Tal.
So much like before, we kind of already had already kind of have a little bit of a situation set up. Might as well continue to use it. So this would be at a place where there is currently a rather nice harvest festival ongoing. Plenty of merriment to be had, celebrations about this or that thing. Where there's some nice things going on here. Would your character be at all interested in something like this?
Oh yeah, he would participate. He's a very charismatic Ifrit, so he would definitely be enjoying the festivities, making friends.
All right. Well, there are plenty of friends to be made here. Uh, so one thing that would be notable is that sorry, one second, my cough second.
Someone get that man some milk.
All right. While in some settings, Ifrits sort of have a bit of a let's say a little bit of a negative opinion about them societally. Here, they're actually notably is effectively no real negative feelings about them at all. Mostly because in this world, rather than it being uh, generally a good versus evil axis align, it's actually kind of more of a lawful versus chaotic.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and in this setting, general rule of thumb that I've come to go by is that evil characters just have a different outlook, is all.
yeah, it's more of like or it doesn't even have to particularly be evil, but it's more of a thing where it's like uh a preservation versus trying to restart. And at least culturally, ifrits are as you would know, kind of tend to be a little bit tyrannical about they want stuff. So they really don't want things to be restarted because then they would lose their stuff. And this is unacceptable. So they actually tend to side with preservation.
Meets the dragon on the ship. I can vibe with this.
So around here, you would actually be, generally speaking, like as a race, like very culturally accepted.
Hi. Oh, the food here is delicious. Come, eat, drink. Let's have a good time.
All right, so just trying to go around and make friends then with the various ongoers.
Of course. And if there's anyone that like he could or of like of note like that he could have that he can maybe try to get some connections with too, he doesn't mind that as well. Like he likes to, if he can forge some good connections here and there as well, that's always a good thing. And he has a very good and or has very charismatic uh personality that he tends to be pretty good at being able to make friends with those that he would like to make friends with.
All right. Are we assuming this is just a little bit later the same evening?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, wherever Rose is at, so maybe somewhere off of the ship, because you gotta get away from the rocking and the smell of seawater every so often. Yeah, she's just casually sipping a drink out of one coconut, while very carefully carving another coconut into pieces, periodically referencing a schematic that has all the notes written in Infernal. So that's what she's doing wherever she's doing it.
The twins would be observing. And probably going around to cleanse anybody that seems too far out with alcohol poisoning.
Timble is not fun shaped.
Yes, he is. He's big.
Our
It's big and
community grows.
And that's a random 5-year-old runs over to Timber. Kitty!
If a child ran up to Timble,
I was referencing Monsters Inc. by the way.
oh yeah, he'd probably just hold his foot out and like try to keep the child away from him.
Unless it was one of his children.
Just pick him up by the head, turn him 180 degrees, set him back down.
Yeah. Oh, snarl.
It's up to Sky or Tal what's going on.
Yep. Well, if you are just trying to, go ahead and make merry, well, people would be pretty open for that, considering, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Are you gonna pick out any particular like group of people to try and like, sort of wrangle into the whole whole event celebration thing that you're trying to get going?
Let's see. If there's any like so Elite is a soldier or used to be a soldier by profession, so he would definitely hang around with any kind of military types. Otherwise, being someone who's rather charismatic and knowing that he can really make good friends, he would also like look for anyone, maybe like a mayor or someone of power as well. Just say hi, make sure get at least make contact, and make sure they maybe start getting the wheels going
Well,
if he wants to make any contacts.
the Kaiserin's Mercy is definitely very visibly a combat ship, and definitely looks unique.
To say the least.
I would say first impressions looking at him, you'd think it was a mercenary group.
Well, at the very least, you would probably be able to instantly recognize it as this is absolutely an adventuring ship. There's no doubt in your mind.
Okay. So yeah, he'll definitely make his way kind of over towards it. Giving like a little wave to the woven and the woven on the ship. Greetings, adventurers. How are you?
What do you want? Temple will be on the boat and just looking down.
I'm just being friendly. It is a festival after all. Having food, drinks, making friends, of course. And being an adventurer myself, I do admire the ship that you have there, and that it is quite formidable indeed.
Yeah, just ear twitch from Rose when he says adventurer. It's like, oh, here we go.
You can't really see the facial expression of Timble, but he seems to be very upset by this.
Menacing aura activate, effectively.
Yeah, Timber doesn't like the A word.
Yeah, and also a formidable ship. Timble will look at the ship and then look at him and go, "This is the worst ship in the Imperial Navy."
Interesting. It's definitely more heavily outfitted than most ships that I would have seen at an Absalom. What sort of adventuring does your party get into then, or what does your group get into?
Absalom does not exist in this world.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a custom set.
oh yeah, that's right.
Then just
where I
insert
come
nation
from.
here. Yeah, just
Yes,
insert nation here.
nation here. Insert nation here.
Just Rose calling over without looking away from her work. Tower climbers.
Ah, I've heard a little bit of these towers, although I've never gone to one yet. Although I haven't had much need to. There's plenty to do around otherwise. In fact, quite a bit usually. And you only have so much time.
Yeah, damn straight about that. Just mumbling under her breath.
Hey, Roselia.
Yes.
You want to talk to the heretic?
Just looking at Timber, looking at him, looking at Timber. Yeah, I guess.
Thank you. Otherwise, Brutus will talk to them.
I kind of figured. All right, Drunky, let's go somewhere.
You just see another Wolven standing right next to Temple, and he's literally holding a cannon with a big bayonet on it.
Yeah, just going over to him. All right, Drunky, let's go somewhere outside of the line of fire.
Oh, yes. How rude of me as well. I have not introduced myself properly. He gives a little bow. I lead.
Okay, you lead, I'll follow. Oh, wait,
Very
that's your
well.
name. It took me a second. I'm slightly distracted right now. And she is still tinkering with the coconut, and she has now begun attaching things to the inside of the shell.
How much of the food have you had a chance to sample while you've been here?
I've been sampling the drinks more than anything.
Fair enough. They do have some good drinks.
I've had better.
Yeah, likewise.
Those two Martins swoop down next to you and flying along. Oh, she doesn't actually eat. She's dead.
Okay, two things. One, yes, I do eat. Two, I am not dead. I am half dead. There is a difference.
Twins sure like to spill their guts to everyone they meet.
And she's actually like,
Yes.
she's holding a skeletal hand, which is pointing a finger, and she's pointing the finger of the skeletal hand at them. You need to stop telling people that I am dead. It creates the wrong impression.
So if you're only half dead, do you only need half as much food then, or just as much food as a living person?
Just as much, but only half as satisfying. Beginning to just bolt the hand into the inside of the coconut shell.
Ah. And I see you were quite the. You must be a tinker of sorts.
Used to be.
What sort of. Oh, and tell me, what sort of creation is that you're working on?
It's a cocoa cam.
Oh, she's raising her fellow dead from the dead.
That's not. Sometimes it's best to ignore them. It's a device that I made, combining my old profession with my current one. And just
I see.
says a few words, rubbing over it, and it brings the cocoa cam to life. They're really useful for surveillance.
I can see how that would be a quite the useful invention.
And just
And
casually closing up the shell and putting it in her backpack. Her suspiciously organic looking backpack.
if he points to the Martin, and you two, what would your names be?
We are judge and jury.
Well, nice to meet you, Judge and Jury. And do you
We will
also?
uncover your deepest secrets and find if you are worthy.
Interesting.
They're just like that sometimes. Try to tune it out.
And are you two tinkers as well? That work on creations are such as her?
Just a bit of a smirk. Oh yeah, they're tinkerers, all right. They'll tinker with your brain.
Ah, I've
Oh,
had a
yes, we
couple.
like doing that.
I've had a few companions of that sort that I've worked with. I do know the type.
Were any of them oversized Martins?
No,
Oh, well. If you do happen to come across any, oversized martins that talk inside your head, we are looking for them.
Duly noted. I will certainly, if I find it, I will try to find a way to contact you then. However, with how big this world is, that may, of course, be rather difficult.
Yeah. We sometimes make port in Relago, and we're the only ship with a tree on it, so wouldn't be too hard to leave a message there.
Yeah, duly noted. Now, who's hungry? Shall we go enjoy some of the lovely food at the festivities?
Just
I'm always hungry.
Just casually checks her pocket watch. Huh, yeah, I guess I am hungry. Okay.
Timble's
What?
still up on the ship, just looking down at them menacingly.
Just like, what? I can't tell when I'm hungry anymore. Got to keep track of the clock instead.
Because she's dead.
Half dead.
We prefer to look at it optimistically. You are full dead.
That is not the.
Rose
They
is your
sure
friend.
They sure seem keen on constantly reminding you of that, don't they?
I think they're holding a grudge because they prefer keeping people alive, and they kind of had a little existential meltdown over not being able to keep everybody alive a while back.
And then she keeps killing herself in order to go talk to somebody in the afterlife over and over and over. And we have to bring her back every time because nobody else seems to be able to. But she doesn't trust us to be able to bring her back, even though we've been able to do so multiple times.
That's actually a valid point.
No, Buddhist, not yet.
Not yet, Chris.
Hey, Rose, is your new friend inviting themselves to lunch?
Yes, but no. You know what I mean. This is Gar, by the way. He likes food.
Nice to meet you.
Hiya.
This is Gar, by the way. He likes food.
And what sort of things do you do then? Are you a tinker of the mind or of tools, or do you do other sorts of crafts, or
Think of him like a
what kind of
chiropractor.
things are you doing?
Oh, using tinker terms, you could think of him like a chiropractor. He makes adjustments to people's spines.
Ooh, interesting.
And Brutus over there makes adjustments to people's orifices.
I don't know what that means, but I will adjust whatever the Kaiserin tells me to adjust.
Damn what you will, Buddhist. Damn what you will. Well, man,
thank you for
I'm
the
gonna
hydrate
go
burrito.
make sure that the lesser heretics don't do some inappropriate things. Buddhist, if someone on this ship gets on this ship and they're not supposed to be on the ship, I want you to blast them.
Understood, Jägermeister.
Temple marches down the boat.
By the way, that wasn't an idle statement. He's the reason why I'm having to make a new Coco Cam right now. He blew up the last one. By the way, that wasn't an idle statement.
Without hesitation.
Well, at least it seems that your group is able to handle themselves quite well then in a fight.
Yeah, that
Why are
happens
you
far
wanting to
too
fight?
often.
Not if I don't have to. I'm more of.
Oh,
I'm
you're a
like
pacifist.
cunning.
We got it. We understand.
No, I'm able to fight if I need to, but I would prefer using my charm and charisma to be able to smooth over any rough situations that I come across.
Why does everyone we meet
Captain
keep in mind?
Timber, we've got a politician.
You just hear a click from on top of the boat, and Timber holds his hand up. No, not yet.
Okay, let's just casually move you on the other side of something durable real quick here.
There is nothing more durable than the Kaiser's will.
Okay, you can't hear it when I'm shouting right next to you, but from way over here, you heard that.
I am always
Oh,
able
Buddha-
to hear heresy.
Seriously though, he will
Remember,
shoot.
it's Temple with the tinnitus because he was the wolven in front of the guys with the cannon gewers. Brutus is the guy behind the cannon gewer.
Seriously though, he is very fuse happy. We should probably move this conversation somewhere else.
Indeed. I would rather not have to test out if I can parry a cannonball today.
Yeah, I've only met like 2 people that can parry cannonballs.
Only one cannonball? You really don't know the Wolven. Only one cannonball? You really don't know the Wolven.
Fire broadside.
I am so glad Gore's not the captain. Because they would.
Yeah, fire a
Which
broadside
way? Both sides.
Fire a broadside point blank range at the dock, focused on a single target. This can't go poorly at all.
I mean, they would do it.
Yes,
With
I will
great
begin
power comes
walking.
great responsibility.
But yeah, I will start walking back towards the festivities and the various food stands so we can grab something.
Why are you guys obtaining more chow? Don't we have chow on the boat?
This it looks like a very interesting individual that we could potentially use as an asset. I'll phrase it as that.
Wait, that's what we're doing here?
No, what we're doing here is stopping to resupply. We already resupplied. Now it's just a little bit of downtime before we ship off.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do not have supply lines.
Oh, I'm all.
Besides, there's a
Go on.
there's a big difference too between food that you'd have on a ship and local cuisine, especially when they have a festival like this, and they tend to make their more unique dishes.
Oh, yes, there we go.
Yes, a big colossal waste of time and resources.
Wait, no, I think I can translate this into timber terms. We are checking to see what types of rations they have available to see if any of them are uh, within the acceptable range to be used as Imperial rations.
Imperial grade.
Yeah, if any of them meet the bare minimum standard for Imperial grade.
Timber looks at the town. And tries to see if anything looks Imperial grade.
No.
I guess we're gonna have to take a closer look.
Just kind of casually mentioning to what is the guy's character's name again?
Lead.
Lead. just casually leaning over to lead a bit. Speaking to him sometimes is a language unto itself.
Understandable.
Yes, I don't apologize for wasting such times with less efficient ways of talking. Common is such a weird language.
Well, I would just speak in Celestial to you all the time, but then nobody else would understand what I was saying.
We would.
Well, you would, but a lot of people don't speak Celestial.
But you said no one would understand, but we would.
Yeah, but you
Therefore,
also said on this episode that you're not people, you're Mortons, so hi.
So, okay, since you're so
yeah,
hung
but
up,
she didn't say people, she said no one.
okay, since you're so hung up on the specifics of words, here's a word for you: colloquialism.
Yes,
I guess I'll take away some of their rations.
Yeah, you considered an imperial tax.
It is not at least 13%. I don't think I could eat 13% of the food in this city by myself.
I don't know. I mean, aren't you up to the challenge for that, Timber?
Twins, no.
I know my limits.
Please do not issue him a challenge that could potentially result in a ruptured stomach.
We could fix that.
That's not the.
I'm sure while you could fix that, it would be rather inconvenient to have to fix something like that, which would be rather dumb to have happen in the first place.
Well, sure, but we gotta prove our usefulness to Timber because he doesn't like us otherwise.
Okay, look. He does like you. The only reason why he said that he likes me more is because of the whole religion thing. Okay? If it wasn't for that, you probably would be the favorites.
Nope, we're not useful enough. We gotta be more useful.
I gotta wave Timber around in the air a little bit more.
You know, Gar, I was just about to say, at least you're a voice of reason.
Yes, and going back to languages, this area doesn't seem like the type that too many people here would speak Ignis.
Actually, just pointing at the Martins.
Ah,
Hi.
so you're well versed then in various languages, I assume, if you're able to speak so many different languages.
They have the mightiest brains.
Yeah, the telepathy thing can translate any language technically, but languages directly, it's they got all four elements: common, draconic, celestial. I think. What languages do you speak in total?
Yes.
I'm literally checking my list here. I
Yeah.
got a lot.
I just see, off screen. We look at the twins. They got like a scroll, and they open it and just rolls away.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to take a bunch of time comparing both lists. Because they don't
Fair.
have the same languages on each list, but with them being connected, it doesn't matter.
Suffice to say, those two know a lot of languages, and the ones they don't know, they can just use direct thought form to interpret.
Interesting.
Or you could just have taken me at my word when I said their minds are mighty.
Yeah, I feel no shame in admitting that those two are smarter than me. They may not be, they may not have a whole lot of wisdom, but they are sharp.
No, they're floofy.
Translating things into
Yeah,
timber terms.
we haven't been sharpened like the ball yet.
That implies it's possible to sharpen you. Now I have questions.
Don't worry,
Please don't.
I could sharpen them, but they wouldn't like it.
Temple turns to the boat and yells, "Grug, do not sharpen the twins!"
Twins, not ball, how sharpen?
Exactly! By the cousin, we got a genius here.
So, about that cuisine.
Let's go. Lower the food resolves.
Yes, please, let's go.
I can at least report on that. Oh, then Quizzer's gonna look at my report and be like, "Why?"
You're checking to see how well the city could withstand a siege.
That poor Inquisitor dealing with Templar's paperwork.
I know. Join the Navy, they said. See the world, they said. Camera pans out to just the absolute mountain of papers he's going through.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations, your entire platoon of Wolven have been destroyed. Less paperwork. Congratulations, there's one survival. Congratulations, he's sent off on a weird mission.
So not only do you have twice as much, yeah, but not only do you have twice as much paperwork as before, but because it's a classified mission, you have to go through and carefully redact everything that needs to be redacted. You can't just rubber stamp it.
Timbo's Inquisitor is going to be the angriest Inquisitor to ever Inquisitor.
Finally meets him face to face. You destroyed my life.
Just stamp the paper with a stamp that says redacted. Redacted hard.
And then his supply officer is going to keep asking, "Why do you need so many stamps? You don't understand." All right, to the food. Because I have a wonderful order.
So who is food?
Carno.
Yes.
Alito go over to something that looks like it has a little bit of spice to it. You know, being an Ifrit, he can handle a bit of spicy food and kind of likes having at least some spice to it.
I don't think this is exotic enough.
Oh,
I
spicy.
bet you eat this a lot.
Well, it certainly smells spicy enough. Maybe I'll actually be able to taste it.
Well, what's the guy's name again?
I lead.
A lead.
Alid?
A lead, yes.
Perhaps since you're dragging us along on this cultural exchange, you can eat something, but not from here.
Oh.
I bet I have something you have never eaten legally before.
Oh boy, here we go.
He definitely raises a brow to that in interest of okay. mm, What is this food that I've supposedly never had before
Legally.
legally? Oh boy.
Only the finest. Timbo reaches into his bag and pulls out a can with a fancy symbol on it. A symbol that matches his crest.
Rose is now suddenly very intrigued. How people react to Imperial rations tells her a lot about that individual.
Well, Elite probably at this point would have not seen, I don't know, or barely seen Woven before, so he might not be very familiar with the Imperial crest at this point.
Well, it just matches the one on his breastplate.
It's just
Timbo
it's just a military
hands.
ration.
Yep. Timbo hands a lead a very big can of Imperial grade rations. High or low.
Some sort
Yeah.
of ration, I am to assume. I am a soldier myself, so I definitely am familiar enough with these sorts of things that I suspect that this is some sort of ration or field ration or meal ready to eat.
Yes, that's
It's
exactly
a
what it
woven
is.
ration, yes.
It's
if
just
I
got a
lead,
picture of a happy dog on the side with the, it just says dog food.
if I lead is going to open the can, you gonna need to do a coin toss.
Yeah.
He'll
Let's go.
open it.
Yeah, even or odd. There we go.
Even.
Congratulations, you have sloppy chow. It's just wet
Okay.
dog food. If it was dry, it would have just been kibble.
He gives it a little sniff. Interesting smell. He
Question.
kind of dips his finger in there. Yep.
Question.
Yes.
Does your character know what long pork tastes like?
No.
Okay, then you wouldn't recognize the flavor.
He kind of like dips his finger in, takes a little out, like kind of gives it a little sniff, and then licks it. Interesting. Definitely, definitely not a flavor you see too often. A little bit of like grimace. He's like, you can tell like he's kind of like ill, slightly ill with that, but it's like, all right, it's an interesting food. It's something he hasn't had before. He managed, scoop out a little bit more and just take a good like maybe palm sized bit and put it
This
in
is
his
enough
mouth.
food to feed 4 people.
It is. It is a lot of food.
Yeah. So when he says can, you know the big coffee cans that you get your coffee grounds in? It's about that size.
It's just all sloppy dog chow.
Well then, would you like the rest of the spec then, or am I able to keep this?
Well, it's open. It must be eaten.
Okay. we have plates or anything here? Then let's serve this up. Perhaps I can get some spices from one of the stands, or we can give a little
Yeah.
bit of kick to this that
Tim
make it a
Hall
little more
Oh,
appealing.
will reach into his bag, pull out his mess kit, and hand him a small shovel.
yeah, you have fun with that. I can't eat meat.
Ah,
What do you mean, plates? You get it straight from the can.
Hence the
fair enough.
Imperial spoon. It's literally just an e-tool. But to Temple,
Alright.
it's a spoon.
But yeah, a little scoop, a healthy sized bit out, and with that, and yeah, eat it up. He'll though before he puts it in his mouth, he'll pull a little something from a pocket, a bit of some spice. Just give it a little dashing of some spice to give it a little kick to his liking.
All right. Well, here's an important question for you. How much fortitude does your character have?
Let's see. My fortitude save is a +4.
+4. Well, good thing it doesn't matter because you just rolled a nat 20 on your fortitude save for this. You're slightly angry now that this isn't offered elsewhere.
Oh no. He has a
You
taste for
find this is
human.
to your liking.
He has a taste for human flesh now.
Not that he knows that. At least with all the stuff that's included in it.
Who said it's only humans?
Yeah, they don't
Only
discriminate.
the finest.
Yeah, given how easily this can be canned, perhaps this would be something I might want to acquire a few more of for my travels. That way I can have this as rations along the way.
Oh, they definitely are a very high grade field ration. The secret ingredient is their workforce.
I see.
Only the finest.
Here he'll
Yeah.
take another little scoop and add, a bit more of the spice and take another, mouthful.
The
Lets you
necromancer
dump it into the food.
the necromancer says the secret ingredient is the workforce, and it just went right over his head.
It did, yes.
You hear them say only the finest. How big a find do you need to be made into that?
Only one way to find out. I can't count that high. Well, now that I
Now then,
lost one of my rations, I must obtain the equivalent. Let's see. Since I made you eat that, I will let you choose what I eat.
hmm. He'll look over and he'll find a booth that has um, what kind of food should I go for with this? Hmm. Let's say that they have some ribs. We'll get a couple. We'll get a rack of ribs. I'll pay for it and bring over the rack of ribs for timber.
Tibble will reach into his bag and pull out an empty can and begins to fill the can. until it is exactly as full as what it's supposed to be.
And what sort of preservatives do you use to preserve the food?
Oh, they just use the standard, baking it in the can, and a lot of salt.
Only the finest.
Yeah.
I don't think Timbo knows what preservatives are.
They just use standard canning practices. They picked those up from the dwarves, I believe.
Ah.
They just use standard canning practices. They picked those up from the dwarves.
Been to a few. I've been to a dwarven stronghold before. Interesting place. Food's a little bland.
Drinks aren't,
Music's
though.
pretty decent. Oh, the drinks are wonderful. The music's okay. If you
Yeah,
like
I've
rock
never
and
been.
stone.
Damn it, you beat me to it. I was gonna say I've never been a fan of rock music.
Rock and stone.
Damn it, you beat me to it. I was gonna say I've never been a fan of rock music.
At least I can agree with the dwarves on one thing. At least one thing. Maybe more. Temple will start to eat these ribs, and the bone.
Understandable. They have a
Yeah.
very nice crunch to them.
And he's
crunchy
gonna try
and
not to
sloppy.
cry because he's gonna try not to cry because these are absolutely fucking delicious.
True, they are.
He is not allowed to have pleasure like this.
And
This
thus
was
he
not
tortures
given
him.
to him.
And thus he tortures himself by enduring these flavors assaulting his mouth and living with the fact that he'll never eat this again unless somebody gives it to him. Truly the worst of fate.
Absolutely. Completely horrific.
And the twins are definitely going to be investigating some of the flavorings that they use here. For they know everything in Timber's head. Considering it echoes around every time he does have a thought.
Thought.
Yeah, they're over there splitting the ration and enjoying ribs. Meanwhile, Rose is just eating some grilled corn. It's the only thing they
Not the
had that was spicy
load-bearing
enough.
corn.
What?
Oh my
Say that
god!
again? Say
Oh
that
my
again?
god!
Not the
Old
load-bearing
reference.
corn.
Okay,
Oh,
this requires some explanation for those in chat and for Timber. Ages ago, we had played 7 Days to Die together. The physics engine was a little buggy, and 7 Days to Die has always had load simulation. At one point in time, somehow the structure of a building had decided that a piece of corn was part of the load-bearing structure. So when somebody then harvested that corn, half the building collapsed.
Gosh.
Yeah, I was off looting the kitchen in this greenhouse, and suddenly I'm just hearing a whole bunch of crashing behind me. I'm turning around and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And yeah, they just it was a greenhouse. They just harvested a plant growing in there and collapsed the entire building.
See what
oh
it is?
God.
The farmer got tired of people stealing his corn, so he rigged a booby trap.
It's a perfect kleptomaniac device. Load-bearing corn. The twins would find out that the rations taste like, drum roll please, rations. They never told Timbo what flavor the rations were.
Yeah, the ration flavor.
Well, there was crunchy and sloppy. And then he found out that once a year or somehow Timbo gets a canned burger, and that's his birthday.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure cross-referencing Gar or Rosalia in that regard would reveal the nature of the meat. Rose knows because she knows what it smells like. Gar knows because he knows what it tastes like.
I just imagine like there's like a couple cans like specially marked, and it's like for Timber's birthday only.
It's not marked. None of them all, other than ration.
Yeah,
It's a
birthday.
little surprise.
A birthday is a form of celebration. They're not allowed.
We can celebrate
Victories.
if ordered to celebrate.
Oh yeah, that too.
And there is Kaizen Day.
Yeah, it's kind of like the 4th of July, except it's not fireworks; it's chaff charges. Yeah, it's kind of like the 4th of July, except it's not fireworks; it's chaff charges.
Timbo turns the camera and goes, "The secret is every day's Kaizen Day."
Oh, you got him with that there. They never would have expected that one.
Imperial victory.
Man, I'm just whacking them up today.
You have the weirdest scorecard ever.
Wolven are truly never defeated.
Yeah, you have the weirdest scorecard ever.
Except for that one time.
You don't talk about that one time.
Yeah.
It was redacted.
Wait, were you just talking about a redacted scenario?
Well, God was explaining why the Wolven don't talk about the redacted scenario.
Yeah.
He can. Munch.
Anyways, where were we?
Munch.
Well, Timber
Timber's
was eating ribs, and so the twins were going to go find out what they did here to make their ribs, so that way they could give it to Timber.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they could also just get ribs from the same spot.
Oh no, they want to be able to make it later.
I will only tolerate this because I deserve to suffer.
Yes, that's exactly what you're doing. Yes, yeah,
Mhm.
you're
Yep.
suffering. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course he is. Well, look at those tears falling from his eyes. That's suffering right there.
Yes.
The roller coaster of emotions running through Temple right now. Like outside Timber's like munch, but on the inside he's crying because this is so freaking good. But he's trying his best not to celebrate.
Yeah, they're over there having their super emotional scene. Camera pans over. Rose is just munching away at her corn while watching one of the Coco Cams doing battle with a seagull over a piece of bread.
As long as the seagull's not trying to steal the Coco Cam.
Is it close to the boat?
Oh no, bad.
No, Buddhist would have definitely tried to save it from the seagull. Because technically speaking, as part of the crew.
Yeah, see, the secret is
Except
she put out that piece of bread. It was bait. She wanted a show.
Watch Buddha shoot at it with a cannonball.
And if it's close enough to the ship, the orphans would help.
Oh my god. Anyways.
But yeah, the twins, you'll be able to find out what's going on with that at least fairly easily. It ain't like they really do a big secret keeping thing about the spices. It's actually fairly normal.
Okay, okay.
It's not a big cook-off. Dwarven cook-off.
And now there will be an occasional barbecue sauce poured into the rations. No.
Welcome to the hamlet.
I mean, that is entirely possible.
Every time he adds something to the Imperial ration, it breaks Temple's heart. And then he feels angry.
And then Timber gains a rank in Barbarian.
So.
It's a righteous fury.
So, Lee, what kind of a career have you been living?
I have been. Well, I started off as a soldier fighting, and then I joined with some adventuring parties or some adventuring groups, and have gone around going taking care of some tasks for people for money, of course, and
Okay.
just exploring and enjoying the local wares and whatnot, wherever the wind may happen to take me where it goes. Yeah.
Joke.
You know, there are a lot of armies out there right now that are desperately looking to recruit.
I am aware. However, with how much or with all the armies recruiting, that has only left more opportunities and more people or more opportunities for adventurers to to help for, of course, the right price, deal with the situations in towns and such.
You didn't tell him that he needs to avoid that word.
Yeah, I did.
Over here. let me roll a con save or something for fortitude for aneurysm.
Mental fortitude.
No, what you call adventurer, I think sounds a lot more like mercenary.
Tim was over here just absolutely fuming.
No, okay, you keep using that word, but I think the career you're describing more sounds like a mercenary, honestly.
Yes, that would be accurate.
She's deliberately phrasing it this way, trying to calm Timber down.
If you could boil water on Timber's forehead.
and certainly and certainly if there's armies were to make an offer, I'd entertain it. I'm not sure how willing I might be to get involved in mass the mass conflict between nations, but I might be willing to. But I generally try to avoid the larger conflicts, but yeah.
Those webs are being pounded into dust.
Ashes to ashes, dust to
Hold on.
dust.
I need to do a quick morality check here. Dang it! I dropped the dice. Hold on. Come on.
Don't drop the morals.
No, I can't get it to do freaking custom dice D2.
Someone play the sound of a tea kettling boiling.
Okay, there we go. I
They got
rolled
that
low.
for a blow. I don't know how to do the blow up things.
Now, if you're looking for gainful employment in that line of work and you don't want to sign up with any major army, I hear that in Damatolatar you can usually pick up a lot of contracts. Could head that way.
That sounds good. And I take it the fact that you're mentioning this, that you may be open to having extra hands, extra swords around. Not that I'm doubting that your friends are capable. They do look quite formidable.
Well, see, the problem is, if you were to assist on our crew, you would have to be willing to have the chain of orders start with the Kaiserin.
I suppose if I suppose I'm not willing to say no, but I'm willing to entertain it if an offer were to be made.
And we still don't even know what gods you
What gods
worship.
what? Well, I know which one I worship. Well, technically, I worship two. The number after one.
Mm. Ah, I worship Nephis. If that is what you are inquiring into.
Which one's that?
Let's see. Hold on, I'll
For the
put it
people
in
who don't know,
chat.
including me.
What a way to put that. Let's go.
The goddess of air sends the sky and the head of the family. She is also represented Lower Egypt along the Pata Tanin in Egyptian mythology.
So wind god.
So in Pathfinder, she is the god of like basically like a desert god, and the god of morning, night, and protection of the dead. Domains chaos, charm, community, darkness, protection.
God of
Subdomain,
hot place that really sucks to invade. Understood.
yes, desert goddess. Rather, frankly, a rather fitting one for an Ifrit.
Well, don't worry. We can always change that to Lamash too if you need to.
Weren't you changing away from Lamash too? Wasn't there a whole huge thing about that?
Yeah.
You're not going back to her, are you?
No, I was making a joke.
Okay.
The fire demon over here worshipping Lamash too, haha.
Oh. Well, not a demon, an Ifrit, right?
Ifrit, yes.
Yeah, that's not a demon.
Not a
If
demon.
only Moriarty was here to cast calm emotions.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Zim to go. I know it wasn't Zim. That's right. It was Kerr that did that. The whole "not a demon" thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was calling them the demon.
Yeah.
Chemo's definitely a demon. With all the friendship he talked about. Ugh. The only thing that would do that would be a demon.
I was not born a demon. I was born into a human city, just with horns and
Yeah,
such like
this is
this.
yeah, tieflings tend to have the same environment. And I can personally attest that when you try to live a normal life and then one day you've got horns, that can lead to issues. And I can personally attest that when you try to live a normal life and then one day you've got horns, that can.
The world's wrong because nobody gets kicked off of mountains. That's totally why everything's wrong.
Yeah, it's the parenting these days.
Yeah. Whatever parents are, you just didn't have a Jägermeister to whip you into shape. Literally.
I'm pretty sure having my family, my estate, my money, everything ripped away from me, that was kind of a wake up call. It's kind of like getting kicked down a mountain. That was kind of a wake up call. It's kind of like getting kicked down a mountain.
Timbo
Yes.
never owned anything, so he doesn't know what it's like to have things taken away from him.
He has no frame of reference for this.
Yeah.
It's like
Now, is
growing
there
up in a
any?
city and then that city's captured by the enemy.
If somebody took away the Kaijuan stuff, I would almost be as mad then as how mad I am now would be nothing compared to how mad I would be then.
Perfect timing
Because
on the
stealing
flute.
from the Kaijuan is illegal.
But Timber, people can't do that because it's illegal.
You'd think. But apparently they're not smart enough to know that everything's the Kaijuan's, and then when they try to take it back, oh, well, we just reminded them they're wrong. Well, it's either the Kaijuan's or soon will be, but semantics.
We originally only stopped here to patch the ship up and get some supplies, but am I the only one noticing there seems to be quite a few, let's call them exceptional individuals in this town. What have we met, 5 now?
Rosalia?
What?
Every town we go to has weirdos.
Yeah, but I'm talking like specifically weirdos that with potential. Yeah, but I'm talking like specifically weirdos that with potential.
Now,
A
you were
steel
talking.
gauntlet grabs Rosilio around the neck and he says,
Uh-oh.
"Stop breaking the wall."
I'm not breaking anything. I'm just saying that we are currently down a specialist with Moriarty gone. I'm not breaking anything. I'm just saying that we are
Stop
currently down a specialist with
breaking
Moriarty gone.
the wall.
The sad thing is, technically she's not breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, I gotta back her up here. Like that is perfectly valid.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Timbo puts her
Timber's
down.
standing there to cover the fourth wall for us.
For real. He's so
What would you do without the Wolven?
We would declare a state of peace and commit diplomacy.
I'm gonna have to roll another fortitude save. I might upchuck this stuff.
Hey, that was outside. Now who's breaking the wall?
Uh,
Hey, that was outside. Now who's
this is what you get. This is what I get for hanging out with heretics.
the wall has too many holes in it. You know,
Back to
Timber, the wall wouldn't have so many holes in it if you didn't keep throwing people at it.
I'm on good soldiers follow orders.
Ali does nod to this because he is a soldier himself, so he does nod that yes, good soldiers follow orders.
All right,
I
now I just don't know what to do.
I am
Well,
being I am being serious though. Moriarty did fill a very vital role in our combat formation, in our skill sets. We are down a person at the moment. I could
what
put
sorts of skill set would you be looking for?
well, Moriarty. He was he could be very sneaky at times. He was a bard, you see, so he had a lot of ways to weave magic into music. It was really helpful on the battlefield and supporting those who are actually swinging the weapons. And he just had this ability to just find things. If we're short on a resource, he would just be able to go, "Oh yeah, I know where we can pick some up." He wouldn't say that he was necessarily connected. He was just keen in that regard.
I do.
He also
I
filled the role of Hammer Time with Rosalia.
oh,
Grasp Martin firmly. She is actually just going to slowly aim her armlet at the Martin. Do not go there.
I was just happy my hammer was able to swing once more.
It all
Oh,
started with that smile. That damned smile.
Tartarus below, this is what my life has come to. Look, we've met a few people with interesting skill sets. I think I'll do a little surveillance, compile some notes. I'm being honest here. We should totally see if anyone's willing to fill that gap, at least until Moriarty comes back, at the very least. Because I have every confidence he'll come back.
now I will say, as far as connections go, I do try to maintain and get connections wherever I go. So I have been able to forge quite a few connections around that I certainly would be able to assist in the sorts of finding supplies or other things that we may need
You're
in
using the word
terms
"we"
of that.
already. Look at this ambitious guy.
Well, and
But
as
we
far
don't like
as
politicians.
I look at it more as there's you can use your words to fight and you can have your sword to fight, and both are equally good.
Some people
I
use
try to
both at once.
utilize both.
Yeah.
Indeed.
The Martins already fight with words. The problem is the words are already in your head.
Like I said before, just because I tend to prefer the more diplomatic route doesn't mean I can't handle myself with a sword. I am quite experienced as a swashbuckler.
Oh, that's definitely worth noting. Now, when you say that you fight with your words, you mean fight with your words like insulting a person, fight with your words like negotiating, or fight with your words like, would you kindly show me some respect? By the way, I'm turning on the fear aura when she says that.
Okay.
It would be noticeable that there was a spell effect taking
Yeah.
place when she said that.
Yeah. I'm able to intimidate as well as negotiate. So both.
She's just casually gonna pull up the spell book, take note of that.
Well, unfortunately, I have been given the mission to judge. I
Wait,
will perform display.
you're giving me a mission? Or both
What
of us?
what about jury?
Huh.
Do we both get a mission?
Yes, your mission.
You
You have
know,
a mission, but I
Can
was
we?
talking about my
We want to
mission.
prove our usefulness, Captain. We want to be, liked.
Judge, jury, I would just like to point out it's when you react in relation to your assumed names like that causes people's memories to conflict when they think back on the events.
What I was going to say was, the Kaiserun sent me out to talk with people and do diplomacy. Otherwise, I'd be attacking every freaking place I went to,
And Rose is
as much as I wish to.
taking notes right now. There was that cat we saw earlier. That parrot, he actually seemed to know what he was doing with clockwork.
Okay, well, thanks for coming, politician. We'll let you know if we decide to take you on board.
The fourth wall no longer exists.
Yes,
But
it
who's
does. I'm still
responsible for
here.
killing it? That is the
We'll
question.
call you, not you call us.
Very well. I look forward to hearing from you if that ends up being the case. Until we otherwise cross paths.
Scribe! I had to.
He's right. He did have to.
All right. Well, I think that is where we'll go ahead and call it for this evening. Because if I recall, Tanya's got to get to bed soon.
Yeah, I got like half an hour left.
And Tal as well.
Technically, yeah, technically, I have an hour and a half left before I need to be in bed. But if I don't start winding down an hour beforehand, I'm end up laying there staring at the ceiling.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Insomnia is a bitch.
Bro.
Eh.
I
Yeah,
love
also,
bitches, though.
I've been having a recurring problem with since I have 3-day weekends now. That on the first 2 days of the weekend, I just completely ignore when I'm supposed to be in bed, and then I pay for it on the third when I'm not tired at
Your
bedtime.
sleep schedule's all balked.
Yep. 3 days is all it takes to destroy myself. And then I start working 10-hour shifts in 100-degree heat, and I exchange mental destruction for physical destruction.
I totally don't do something similar literally all the time. Nope, not at all, no siree.
If only you had discipline. Imperial victory.
I still show up on time.
Yes. But not well rested and ready for your mission.
And I have show up.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you can
goes
sleep.
up many hours
You can
before.
you can sleep in because you're so fast that as soon as you wake up, you just run right there and you show up on time. So technically, you should be sleeping more than any of us.
Yet another one of the ways in which teleportation is a very useful superpower. Completely cut out transit time so you can sleep in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with how I've been waking up at later times and during the summer here. I'm kind of not looking forward to trying to adjust myself back to waking up at like 5:30, 5:45 every morning.
I wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
Every day I wake up and pound some pre-workout ready to attack the day. I have no choice but to be awake.
He declared war on the sun, you see.
Mm,
Every day's a battle.
yeah. And you have to wake up and be out in the heat, and I have to wake up and drive a 29,000-pound vehicle.
What do you drive?
School bus.
Oh, lovely.
Oh boy, you'd be a good fit for the orphans.
Yeah, technically
All
his
right.
character isn't aware of the orphans.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this second round of auditions for Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's a wonderful way to help out the channel and keep it going. And we've got art rewards coming very soon for it. And it also helps out Whiskers. But you can also help out by subscribing to our YouTube, grabbing some packs of cards to stream loots, picking up merch over at zgfgaming.store, or just hanging out. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Blarg. Gonna be closing out my stream too.
That recording is out. Thanks everybody for joining. Tal, thanks for running. For any of the audition people, applicants, that's the word. We'll let you guys know who, what our decision is as soon as we figure it out. And for the rest of you here, just a reminder, the previous auditions are on the YouTube if you need a refresher.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, what I'm
Oh,
probably gonna end up doing is at work tomorrow. I'm going to be playing back last weekend and this weekend.
I'm
Just
likely to
Two
do
weekends
something
ago.
similar.
Just
Yeah.
listen to everything again with the critical ear from a third person perspective.
Well, guys, I'll see you.
Have fun.
See you later.
Be.
and what's the plan for the rest